Hey guys, Resurfing here. So I thought that today I would just be doing the Arceus unboxing, but it turns out the Pokemon website has updated. And there is some interesting stuff to look at here. So yeah, first there's a new trail showing off what they are calling Alola forms and Z moves. I'm going to turn my mic down all the way, and then we'll watch that trailer there. After that, I'll go through it and see what all we can find. Okay, there was more information in that than I was expecting. Wow. So yeah, we're gonna go back through that bit by bit. And I'm hoping this works. And it froze. Sorry about that. It kind of froze on me there. If you can just bear with me a moment. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to make sure I could get to the full screen for analyzing, because it's definitely going to be better to do this in full screen. May need to edit this a bit, I'm not sure. No, it looks okay. So yeah, let's get to this. I want to take a look around at the artwork here, just because it's real nice artwork. I have a whole bunch of the Alola Pokemon there, hang out with kids. So Executor has a new form called Alola form, which changes its psychic type to Dragon. It's a kind of a funny looking form, but it fits. I mean, Executor is based off of a palm tree, so it does make sense that it would have that long neck here. I actually don't even know if my mouse is on the screen, so I don't know what I'm saying here, but you see the long neck. What I'm curious about is whether a Pokemon transferred into Alola will automatically have the Alola form, especially since it changes types. Vulpix and Ninetales get new forms as well, and it actually changes their type to Ice. And Ninetales' secondary type to Fairy, I believe, because I think Ninetales is Fire Psychic. I'm not 100% on that. And they have the ability Snow Cloak. We'll have to check out the website after this video just to see if it does say more about these form and type changes. Personally, I think it's the Ice versions are adorable. Vulpix and Ninetales have always been some of my favorite Pokemon. So yeah. Of course, we get to see him in battle. It looks like they even have some new animations for it as well. Of course, we have Sandshrew and Sandslash, who changed to Ice Steel from their ground typing. Do they have a secondary type? I actually don't know. I know the ground types. I can't remember if they actually have a secondary type normal or not. They have Ice Steel as their typing now. And I love the effort put into these new forms, like the icicles on Sandslash's back, and how Sandshrew looks like an igloo. And of course, we have more new Pokemon. First first one is Oricorio, a bird Pokemon that's based around dancing. I don't know all the types here, but I see flamenco, or okay, it actually says exactly what it's called. Okay, so Bale style, Pom Pom style, Hau style, and Sensu style. All have flying as their secondary type, and their first type is what affects their form. So a fire Oricorio will have the Bale form, and the electric will have the Pom Pom style. Psychic will have the Hau style, and I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anyone who speaks Hawaiian, let me know. And Ghost will have the Sensu style. I actually really like this concept. Of course, get to see all of it in animation here. The Revelation Dance matches Oricorio's type. It feels like a natural progression from the Flabebe, Floette, Florges forms, so I like that. And it also means that if somebody sees they're about to send out Oricorio, you have to guess which of the four. And it's Billy Dancer, which copies all dance moves. So there it showed Quiver Dance, which of course copied, I can't remember the name of that Pokemon for some reason. Masquerine, I think. Quiver Dance. So obviously someone uses Sword Dance, it's risky against Oricorio because it'll raise Oricorio's attack as well. We have Minior, obviously a combination of Mini and Meteor. It's a rock flying type, which I don't think we've had before. That might be a new combination. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know my types that well. Of course, it's obvious just looking at it, it's going to break apart. Its ability shields down. Which breaks it apart. Of course, we get to see the Alola Vulpix here as well. I really love that idea. That's something that should have existed a long time ago with all the Pokedex entries. And the core can be different colors. I'm assuming the colors will have some kind of effect on battle, but I don't know what. We have the evolution here, and it evolves into Gumshoes. So obviously it's meant to resemble kind of a detective. The hair turns into a kind of little hat. It's a funny little idea. I like it. We got a new family here with Fomantis and Florantis, who have the ability Leaf Guard. And I must say, I love the designs for these two. I love praying mantises, I don't know why, and pink is my favorite color, so having a pink praying mantis is awesome for me. And they have a new move, Soar Blade, which, wow, that move is awesome looking. I don't care if that has any drawbacks. I'm using that move as often as possible. And this one surprised me. I honestly thought that the horse would be only one form. I was not expecting a pre-evolution for it. But Mudray, the donkey, I love it. My sister is going to love it. It is cool. Of course, it has the same abilities as its evolution. And I was unsure of this before because it was hard to tell whether it's going to be real limited or not, but it looks like we do get a lot more stuff with the riding Pokemon. It seems to be a combination of what we had in X and Y and of the Lotties in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It says Call, which implies that we can do it anywhere, it'll just affect which Pokemon's there. So you see some breaking rocks. You can see that we can ride on Charizard. We saw the others before. Charizard is new though. Well, we didn't see the horse before, but we knew it was possible, specifically mentioned in the Dex entry. Charizard is a new one to see. And we get information on the story, which I accidentally skipped a bit. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. Hold on. For some reason. Okay, there we go. So the island challenge. We're going to travel to each island, which was obvious. It's about aiming to be the strongest trainer and the island challenge champion. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of a shorter battling challenge. From what the rest shows, it looks like the challenge is going to be based more around other aspects, which I like. I love the gyms, don't get me wrong, but they are kind of the same thing every time. So it shows us the trial captains. Mallow, whose specialty is grass types. And we have her challenge in the lush jungle. It looks like we have to find 4 ingredients for them. It definitely looks like they are focusing on a more open world aspect. Which I think is an interesting concept for Pokemon, because we've never really had it before. We have Lana, the water-type captain. And for her, it looks like we have to find a Pokemon that's causing trouble. We have Sophocles, who's an electric-type captain. It looks like for him, it's going to be about brain power, judging by what we are seeing on the side there. Which fits with the name Sophocles. And Claw, who is the fire-type captain. And it looks like he might be the one who focuses on battles. Oh, no, his focus is on dancing. Okay. It's Kiawe? Is that the correct way to pronounce that? I'm sure it's a real name, and I have no clue how you actually pronounce it. So his is based around dancing. And then at the end of each trial is a powerful totem Pokemon, which at first I thought was going to be the Island Guardians, but as you can see, that's not the case. The totem Pokemon seem to be stronger versions of Pokemon that you can find on the island normally. And they can call allies. So Gumshoes calls Yungoos. I suspect it's going to be a different one for each trial, based around whatever the trial was and the location. That's my guess, though I'm not sure. So it's similar to a horde battle, but it's 2-to-1 instead of the 5-to-1. And then after you clear each island's trials, you get to battle the Kahunas, who are more or less are equivalent to the gym leaders, I'm guessing. The only Kahuna we've actually seen so far is Hala. And we know Hala uses the Guardian from Melee Island. So, presumably, when we fight them, we fight the Guardians. And we have a new attack type. We've actually seen these in trailers before, but now we actually know what it is. It is called Z Power or Z Power. Moves are called Z or Z moves, depending on where you are. We have Electric is Gigavolt Havoc, and we can use it once per battle. So it seems to be kind of like a Mega Evolution type thing that can be used at any level. I like this idea, I really do. It gives a 5th move to Pokemon who might need it depending on certain situations, and then you only get it once, so you have to be careful when you use it. There's one for every type. For Grass, it's Gloom Doom. Fire has Inferno Overdrive. And Water has Hydro Vortex. I will point out, I like the aspect of the trainers being the ones who are actually showing how the moves should go. It gives more of a link to the trainer in Pokemon, which I like. I believe these are the only ones we see. They said for every type, so that confirms that it's not a starter-only thing, which I initially thought it was. So we still don't know what the special thing with the starters is, because we know there's something. That was flat out stated in Whirlpool a while ago. There's something special about the starters and Rockruff, but we don't know what it is yet. And that's basically it for that trailer. But the site has updated, so let's take a look at some of the other stuff on here. Maybe it is still only for the stars. It looks like you have to put a stone into the bracelet there. So maybe it's only the stars, but we'll take a look and see. But first, I want to take a look at the Island Challenge, because this intrigues me. It's something completely different from what we had before. Okay, Island Challenge, an adventurous rite that involves traveling through each of the 4 islands. It helps young people growing to find Pokemon trainers. As main character, you are destined to attempt this challenge. To complete the challenge, you must overcome the trials on each of the 4 islands. They are not limited to battling with Pokemon. They have different forms that will test knowledge, finding items. We saw dancing, and we saw one that may be a battle challenge. We have a gallery here. Let's see if there's anything we didn't see in the trailer. Okay, so we see the water Pokemon there. We see a riding on the Lapras in that screen. Can I get a bigger view? No, I cannot. That's presumably the huge waves that were mentioned. At the end of each trial, a strong Pokemon known as Totem Pokemon will be waiting. It's larger than others of its species. Okay, I wasn't sure on that one. It is enveloped in special art. And we have a gallery here. It's probably just going to show the Totem Gumshoes. It does have captions for this one. Its power is more overwhelming than standard Gumshoes. Surrounded by an aura, which we know the aura is defense based off what we've seen. Presumably, it'll raise different stats for each of the different Totem Pokemon. Okay, so we only have that. When Totem Pokemon battle, they summon ally Pokemon. And Pokemon other than Totem Pokemon are going to sometimes be able to call on allies. That's interesting. It's called SOS battles. Do we have any more information there? Nope. Then, once you complete the trial on each island, you have a final trial against the Kahuna. I think everybody knows that Kahuna refers to a leader of an island, so there's no need to translate what that means. Trial goers sees clearing this grand trial. They will be publicly recognized as having cleared all of the island's trials, and then can move on to the next island. So we're going to have a bit of open world on each island, complete the island, then move on to the next one. Which is an interesting concept. I like it. I'm not 100% sure that's the case, but I think it might be. It does not confirm that Hollow uses the Guardian Pokemon in battle, but we have seen him using it before, so it's probably the case there. So let's get back to the main page. Let's take a look at the Pokerides. So we can see a few different rival Pokemon there, definitely not all of them. It's hard to tell, there might be one that we haven't seen in there before. Land, Sea, Sky, our Pokemon, you can go anywhere. Yeah, so it's definitely an extension of what we had in X, Y, and the Latias. Or the Latias in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it looks like. Whether or not these are Pokemon that we've actually captured or not, I'm unsure of. It looks like they have a special Pokeball that will summon whichever one we need for the specific situation. Let's see, move forward Pokeride. One aspect of culture in Alola is something known as Pokeride. Certain Pokemon will help people get to places they wouldn't be able to reach by using human strength alone. They don't join your team. Okay, so that confirms my question. but you can call on them anytime to receive their help. Anytime is interesting. So they won't join the team, but we can call on them at any time to ride them. So does that mean we won't have HMs in this one? Because HMs would pretty much be overridden by these Pokemon. The typical way of life in a world where humans and Pokemon are so closely bound together. So let's take a look through the gallery here. First we see Charizard, Sharpedo, Mudsdale. Yeah, I finally remember the name. Stoutland, I believe. So it doesn't show any that we didn't already know of. Alright, so back to the main page here and take a look at the Z-Power stuff. New element has been introduced in Pokemon battles. Z-moves, which are moves of great power that can only be used once per battle. When a trainer and Pokemon's wishes resonate with each other and both release their full power together, the result is the explosive force of a Z-move. All Pokemon can use Z-moves to perform mightily in battle. So, yes, so it's definitely not starter limited, so we still don't know what the special thing of the starters is. I am still leaning to some kind of form like Ash Greninja, but I don't know that for sure. Key for Z-moves, we have the Z-Ring, which fits on a trainer's arm, and Z-Crystals are set into it. If Pokemon holds the same variety of Z-Crystal, the two will be able to resonate with one another. So that may mean that you can use any Z attack with any Pokemon. It's unclear. There are two conditions for performing Z-moves. Pokemon must be able to learn a move of the same type as the Z-Crystal. Okay, so it has to have a move of the same type. So, for example, you could use the Steel Z-Crystal with Pikachu, but not the Water type Crystal, unless they do allow us to get Surfing Pikachu from Yellow. We'll see if that happens or not. And when you see these moves in action game, each overall powerful move will be on display, filling the entire screen, which we have seen in the trailer. Special pose allows you to resonate with Pokemon. Pokemon's rapid Z-Power. In case of the electric type, you can use Gigavolt Havoc. Is a powerful electric ball. Grass's Boom Doom. Get a huge flower. I love the effort they put into this. This is amazing. Inferno Overdrive for fire. And it's just a massive ball of fire that's just blasting out. Word type is Hydro Vortex, which is basically a typhoon. Definitely like the Z-Power stuff. And there's going to be a real-life Z-Ring. And it's supposed to launch with Sun and Moon. Oh, this is interesting. When a player uses a Z-move in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, their real-life Z-Ring will light up, vibrate, and play sounds to go along with the video and sounds in the game. Players will feel the force of these overwhelming Z-moves with even more realism. Oh, I am so getting the Z-Ring. It's kind of like a Kamen Rider belt the way it works. I love it. I'm assuming that that's an LED display on the front there that will change based off of the type of move used. I may have to go to GameStop and ask if it's possible to pre-order this. Okay, I am totally getting that Z ring. I think my sister will want it as well. I'll have to send this page to her. Of course, we've got a whole bunch of new Pokemon revealed, so let's take a look there. And let's take a look at the forms part first. Some Pokemon have adapted to distinctive microclimates in the Alola region, and they take on different forms than they have in other regions. They're called regional variants. Taking root in the Alola region, they live like native Pokemon. Regional variant Pokemon can have different appearances and types, and their ways of living can also differ from that of the forms previously known. So it sounds like they're actually trying to do the regional differences that have been in the Pokédex for forever and actually apply it for real. Like, I'm assuming Alolan Vulpix will always be an ice type as opposed to the fire type Vulpix that we usually see. So even if Alolan Vulpix is transferred to another game, it'll still be ice type, and Vulpix transferred to another game to Alola will still be a fire type. That's what it sounds like to me. If true, it's about time they've done this. Maybe they can fix some of the issues with Arbok. Let's take a look at the details for each of them while we're here. On Executor's ability is Frisk. Okay, strong sunlight around this form. Alolans say that is the true form of Executor. Unlike others, it has a fourth head. Oh, I did not even notice that was a head on the tail there. It controls the tail independently and can take on opponents to the rear that can't be reached by the main head's attacks. Cells have whipping its long neck like a lash to attack with its hard heads, but the neck can sometimes become a weakness. Okay, some other way then. Now the Alolan Vulpix said that came to Alola with humans, but moved to the snowy mountain peaks to avoid normal habitats of other Pokemon, and ended up taking on this form. Alolan Vulpix live on high mountains that remain covered in snow year-round. In small packs of 2 to 5 individuals, helping one another survive. It's pretty accurate to real-life snow foxes. Alolan Vulpix can freeze anything solid by expelling breath at a temperature of negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 50 degrees Celsius from its mouth. It does not fare well in the heat, but when the temperature gets too high, it produces ice from its tail to lower the surrounding temperatures, hence the ability Snow Cloak. Of course, we have Alolan Ninetales here. They live on a snowy peak that is revered in the Alola region as a holy mountain. Keeping with Ninetales' general theme of being a holy Pokemon, they are treated as sacred emissaries, and people meet them with awe and fear. The personality is extremely gentle, and at times has helped humans who seem to be under threats. Again, like real-life Snow Fox. It shows no mercy at all to anyone or anything that dares to damage its territory. Once again, real-life Snow Fox. They definitely did the research on this. Alolan Ninetales is able to produce ice crystals from the fur that covers its body. We'll use these crystals to block attacks or form bolts of ice with them, which fires like bullets at opponents. The power of ice missiles is great enough to pulverize rock. Of course, we have Sandshrew and Sandflash. I really do love the igloo look. It is so cool. Sandshrew have historically lived in desert areas, but frequent eruptions of nearby volcanoes drove Sandshrew to abandon the desert and migrate to Smoky Mountains, where they adapted this form. Okay. Sandshrew's body changed to adapt to harsh environments of the Snowy Mountains. Alone Sandshrew has a shell of ice covering its skin, which is like hard steel, hence the steel type. Cells defensively, but it lacks flexibility and can't curl its body into a ball like the ground type can. Heavyweight makes it slower than normal Sandshrew, but the claws on its hands and feet allow it to move across ice without slipping. Once it moves quickly, it uses its stomach to slide across the ice like a curling rock. So, kind of like a penguin. Of course, Sandslash. Again, the details put into these are awesome. Well, Sandshrew will evolve into a Sandslash. Spiny backs are covered in ice. Thanks to the icy coating, the spines are large and sharp. They hide themselves in snow when strong enemies appear, leaving only their needles exposed and ready for business. I wonder if that's something we'll see in-game. The way the ice makes this Sandslash heavier than normal, and of course they are slower than the normal Sandslash. In snowfields and on ice, they move by creating a path for claws, and so they're able to move with swiftness. I wonder if this will affect gameplay at all, like if you're in a snowy area. It's definitely possible for it to. Whether or not it will, we'll see. Sprays of snow kicked up by a long Sandslash. Its movements are so beautiful that many photographers head for the snowy peaks to capture the moment. However, Sandslash lives deep in the mountains, and there's great danger of becoming stranded, so it's forbidden to climb the mountains without permission. Now let's take a look at the actual new Pokemon. I really do love these new forms, though. We have Fomantis. It's nocturnal, so I'm assuming that means in-game it'll only show up at night. Performs photosynthesis while it sleeps during the day, and spraying on sleeps in all directions. Does dangerous staying in the same location. It begins its search for the next day spot as soon as the sun sets. It's not just a source of energy for it, it's a necessity to achieve strength and brilliant coloration of its evolved form. It's precious to Fomantis and will fiercely attack those who get in the way of that process. So there's a possibility that we could wake it up by stepping over its flower. That's interesting. Cells have long-range attacks like Razor Leaf and Solar Beam. But will rarely use Solar Beam because it uses up the photosynthesis energy. Lorantis is of course its evolved form. Draws opponents near with its aroma and appearance. That takes them down. Oh, I love this Pokemon so much. This might be my new favorite. This would be the most gorgeous of all grass-type Pokemon due to its brilliant coloration and elegant moves. Its appearance is maintained through detailed grooming. It will trust a trainer who does a good job of caring for it, but will apparently have a difficult time growing closer to a lazy trainer. Of course it would. I love the idea of Pokemon Femme Fatale. It's great. The one Solar Blade, a move that moves a blade-shaped beam from inside its foes, plays so sharp that it can slice a rock in half. It's a move that no Pokemon has been able to learn before. Solar Blade Lorantis absorbs energy from the sun on the first movement and unleashes a powerful attack on the second turn. So it sounds like it's a physical Solar Beam. Lorantis is the totem Pokemon of Lush Jungle. Okay, so we know we're going to have to fight it. The site of an Akala Island trial, so this is the name of another island. will overwhelm trial builders with powerful combos and unleashes with the Pokemon allies it calls. So that's interesting. Read the text entry actually gives us information that we did not get from the trailer. Now, I know that Lush Jungle is on Akala Island, and that Lurantis is a totem Pokemon. I suspect I know what one of the other totem Pokemon is, and I'll see if I'm right. Of course, we already know Gumshoes is a totem Pokemon. Just say which area it's for. I'm guessing Melee Island. Its method of targeting prey is the exact opposite of Yungoos' strategy. While Yungoos prowls around, Gumshoes takes out its prey's neutral routes and moves patiently for the caught. Yeah, they're definitely going the detective theme on this one. I like it. Its tenacious personality, which is why it targets one prey for so long without wavering. When the sun goes down, it turns low on stamina, falling asleep right on the spot. Sorry for the brief cutoff there. My computer crashed for absolutely no reason. I have no clue what caused the crash. So on Gumshoe's page, I forgot to mention on the previous page, Akala does lend credence to the theory that Melee is specifically referring to the color yellow, because I know Aka in Japanese, which Hawaiian does tend to have a link to, is red. So that would be a yellow island and a red island. And I believe I was reading, when the sun goes down, runs low on stamina, falling asleep right on the spot. Can withstand a great deal of hunger and is able to stay perfectly still while waiting for its prey, keeping watch without eating a thing. So I like Gumshoes. I already like Yungoos. I like Gumshoes. It's an interesting evolution, sure, but it fits the Pokemon. I suspect, we already know it's a totem Pokemon. I suspect it's the totem Pokemon for Melee. Just because we've already seen Yungoos there. It would make sense that would be a Pokemon that shows up on that island would be the one to be the totem. So moving on to the next one, we have Minior. Rock Flying, which I am pretty sure we haven't had before, but I don't know for sure. Minior are formed in the stratosphere and live by absorbing detritus around them. When consumed a large quantity of particles, they become heavy and they fall toward the planet's surface. Minior has a hard and heavy outer shell with a core inside. The Meteor Pokemon seems made in such a way that if its shell breaks, it becomes lighter and can deal out quick attacks. So it sounds like it's slow before the shell breaks, and then it becomes fast later. The shell breaks, the core and center is revealed. You won't know what color will appear until this happens. Minior has the new Shields Down ability. Will have excellent defense capabilities as long as its shell is intact. It will also be protected from status conditions. But when the HP drops below half, the shell will break and will change to a form suited to do attacking. That's going to be interesting for the metagame. Do we get to see the other? Yes, we do. Okay, here we go. Minior's core will change color depending on the particular color of the debris it has absorbed. Its pastel coloration has a cute look, so this Pokemon is often used as a design motif for clothing and accessories. I hope that means that we'll get a whole bunch of clothes designed after Minior, because I would love that. I want to go back to Yungoos' page in case I missed something. No, just shows the evolution. Okay. Mudbray, who is of course Mudsdale's pre-evolution, which still surprises me. I thought for sure Mudsdale would be a single form Pokemon. Okay, of course, donkey Pokemon, which makes complete sense. Mudbreak once behind all over the world, but was overhunted and ended up on the verge of extinction. A law region is said to be the only place in the world where Mudbreak can still be found wild. That does leave room for like a safari zone in a later region. Both superhuman strength, a surprise concerning its small body, can carry loads up to 50 times its own weight, on its back or dragging it. While it's playing the mud, of course it does, it's a horse. Or an equine, rather. Easy to live in harmony with this Pokemon as long as you provide an environment where it can play in the mud. If you can't frolic in the mire, however, Mudbreak will become stressed and may stop listening to orders. And I guess it's just shows the evolution link. Okay. Oricorio Bale style. Oricorio changes its form by sipping nectar of certain flowers. It says 4 different forms. Same as the number of islands in the law, it would seem that different Oricorio live on each of the islands. Well, if I wasn't convinced about the color motif before, I am now. Bale style is very passionate and powerful despite white dances. Sends downy fluff flying during its intense dances. By igniting this fluff, it can unleash a fiery attack. We already know about the new dancer ability. It has Revelation Dance, a move that only Oricorio can learn. Interestingly, that it does say a move another Pokemon's learned before, it says that only Oricorio can learn. That implies that those other new moves can be learned by some Pokemon we've seen before. They just weren't learned before. This is the first where it's actually been phrased in this specific way. We have Pom-Pom style. It's friendly towards people and uses dancing to encourage trainers who are feeling glum. Makes sense. Dances its feathers are charged with static electricity. It can attack with these charged feathers, and sometimes it unleashes a powerful electric shock. We have the Pose style. Oricorio acts at its own pace, which sometimes makes it difficult to deal with. It sharpens its spirited moves through dance, which increases its psychic power. I've said that this dance expresses gratitude to the guardian guiding Pokemon, which makes sense based off of its design, looking like the cool girl, basically. And we have Sensu style. Sensu style Oricorio is quiet and collected. By means of dance, it gathers the spirits drifting about in the area and borrows their power to fight. So it's kind of a shaman type Pokemon. That's interesting. People migrating from Kanto feel great liking for this Pokemon because its dance reminds them of their homeland. I wonder if that'll came through it when you see or anything. I thought maybe Oricorio would be one of the tone Pokemon, but it's looking like maybe not. And so that's pretty much it. Unless there's some new stuff on the region page. You have some more information here. All surrounded by sea, has diverse ecology, made up of Pokemon that live as names of the all region generations, and all Pokemon that more recently arrived in all of other regions. Movements and Pokemon coexist in a very close relationship, and culture has developed as different from other regions. we've gone through the island challenge. So let's see if there's more details here. No, it just takes us to the page we've seen before. But there is more information on the trial captains, which I want to take a look at. Each trial has a captain whose role is to provide guidance to trial goers. All of the captains are trainers who undertook trials in their own island challenge a few years earlier. Lana is a captain who's an expert with water-type Pokemon. She's dedicated to her family and is a reliable older sister who watches over her younger sisters. Okay. Captain Mallow, a grass-type expert. She loves cooking, which seems that sometimes her taste is a bit particular. Okay, so that's why her trial is based on getting ingredients. Specializing in electric type, Captain Sophocles, skilled with mechanics and has invented various machines. I still think against him we're going to be doing some kind of strategy type game. Kiawe is a captain whose expertise in fire, together with his Marowak, he studies the traditional dances that have been passed down the oral route. So actually tells us one of the Pokemon that he has. Interesting. Marowak would be a good Pokemon for dancing, so that does make a certain amount of sense. Okay. I love these designs, by the way. And of course, the Kahunas lead each island. Let's see if we have any more details there. Nope, still only Hala, who is the leader of Melee, where you just moved to. He's Hal's grandfather as well. You see here that says Kahunas are chosen by Pokemon as guardian deities, which are also found on each island. That's pretty similar to real-life Hawaiian mythology, so that makes sense. It does explain why he seems to call on the deity Pokemon, whose name I'm forgetting at the moment, in the one trailer. And nothing in the People of the Law. Might be some things new and cool features, but I don't think so. Nothing that we don't already know of. So yeah, that's it for this peek here. Of course, you should always take a look at Game Explain's analysis as soon as that's up. I know Derek Bittner is working on it at the moment. So yeah. If you enjoyed this quick look at all the new features, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will, of course, be doing more of this stuff as the site updates. And can't wait to get my Z-Ring. And thank you guys for watching. Once again, sorry for the cutout, as I was saying. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, have a great time wherever you may be. Bye, guys!